Yo, what is up YouTube? This is SS99 here, and today I'll be talking about a deck that I usually don't talk about, even though I should because I've owned this deck for a while now. And this is the Harpie deck. Now before I begin, I just want to make an announcement. I'm going to start doing something different with these videos from now on. Like instead of doing a profile and then doing a dual video here and there, I'm going to merge them together. And then I'm going to do like fun things like Retro Deck Monday, where I bring back decks that were competitive back in the old days, but not competitive today. And Fun Deck Friday, like decks that are fun but not good today. And I forgot about the other segment that I was. Oh yeah, Old School Wednesday. I think that's what it was. I don't know. But basically, I'm going to be talking about competitive builds every day, and then on certain days, I'll be doing certain segments, but we'll see. I'm gonna play it by ear. But anyway, I want to start off with the my Harpies first, because I have talked about a lot of competitive decks repetitively, except this one, and I don't know why, because I've owned this deck for a while. But enough about me rambling. Let's go ahead and just go through the profile and talk about how this deck works for those who are not familiar with it. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with how these Harpies work right now. Basically, the reason why a lot of people hate this deck is because of this card. Harpie's Hunting Ground. Every time you normal summon or special summon a Harpie lady, you immediately destroy a spell or trap on the field. This is a major problem for some decks that run back row. However, this is really bad against decks like Hat. I've learned that lesson the hard way. So, this is a really good card. But the only issue is that it's required that you do have to pop a spell or trap. So if you run out of spells or traps to pop, you have to pop this one. Unless you want to pop down like a face down Hysteric Sign that you have, which is what I'll recommend. But we'll get to that part later. So let's go ahead and talk about the monster lineup. So there's different opinions about which Harpie lady you should run in this deck. Personally, I do like the Harpie Lady ones, so you can like beef up all your other Harpies, and it just means more attack points. You can run 2 Cyber Harpies and a Harpie Lady 1 like I've seen a lot, but I prefer 3 Harpie Lady 1s. Just my personal preference. Now, Queen is really useful in 2 different ways. First of all, she can help you get Harpie's Hunting Ground so you can start popping spells and traps, or she can just be a 1900 beat stick. She's useful in 2 ways. Just really good. Chandler, this is the heart and soul of Harpies. You can discard any Harpie card to special summon any Harpie from your deck. So, if you have a dead Harpie's Pet Dragon in your hand, you can get rid of that and special summon a Harpie Lady. Or the most popular thing, ditch any Harpie in your hand to special summon the Harpie's Pet Dragon. And since you control a dragon type monster at that moment, she becomes level 7. That's really, really good. And of course, the last 2 Dancer. 3 in my opinion is too much, but you can run 3 if you wish. But I just prefer 2. Basically, you can return to, like once per turn, you can return a wind monster to your hand and then normal summon another wind monster. That's just another way to make Harpie's Hunting Ground a lot more useful. Just so you can pop spells and trap cards on the field. Another reason why people hate Harpies. Every time I run this deck in a tournament, they always get the middle finger a lot. And I've already explained Harpie's Pet Dragon. He's only useful for rank 7 plays, and that's about it. Summoner Monk. A lot of people don't run this in a Harpie deck, but the fact of the matter is you can have dead spells sometimes in this deck, or spells that you don't want to have in your hand. Like, for example, sometimes I don't want a Pot of Duality in my hand when I have a Harpie Chandler in my hand. So instead of summoning Harpie Chandler, I decided to summon Summoner Monk and get rid of it to special summon Black Wings of Furious Elite. This guy comes in handy more ways than just from Summoner Monk, and I'll get to that in just a second. So, I've already talked about Harpie's Hunting Ground. Hysteric Sign. This is another reason why people hate Harpies, because this is how Harpies get their resources. If it's sent from your hand or the field to the graveyard, you can add 3 Harpies with different names from your deck to your hand, or you can activate this and get an Elegant Egotist from your deck or graveyard to your hand. just so you guys know, you can't activate both effects. Like, you can't activate this to get an Elegant Egotist, and then activate a Harpie's Hunting Ground, then summon a Harpie, and then pop Hysteric Sign, and then expect to get 3 Harpies, because it specifically says that you can only activate one Hysteric Sign effect once per turn, and only once that turn. So keep that in mind when you play this deck. Believe me, reading can save you a lot of trouble. But yeah, that's the reason why another reason why you run Summoner Monk, so you can discard a Hysteric Sign from your hand, special summon Black Wings Zephyros the Elite, and grab you 3 Harpies during the end phase. Now, Elegant Egotist. I only like 1. There are people who run 2, and I honestly don't know why. You only have 3 Harpie Ladies in your deck, technically. This is the only card in your deck that can have Harpie Lady, or I'm sorry, that can be a Harpie Lady while in the deck, because it says this card's name is always treated as Harpie Lady. The rest are only treated as Harpie Lady on the field and in the graveyard. Otherwise, this deck would be busted. So, 1 is good enough, because sometimes you may draw into this, and plus, you can always get Elegant Egotist back with Hysteric Sign. So, that's basically what you want to do with this. Now, Book of Moon and Dark Hole are standard. I don't really have to explain those. Pot of Duality. This is mainly to search because Harpies are very inconsistent with this kind of stuff. You don't have a lot of draw power, so if you have a bad hand, then you're gonna lose. I've learned that lesson the hard way. A lot of people don't run Pot of Duality. I believe in the Harpies. At least I haven't seen that. But believe me, this does come in handy. I would recommend it. Now, for the traps, 3 Hysteric Parties. A lot of people like 2, but this card's too good not to run 3. Just for 1 card in your hand, you can special summon as many Harpies as possible from your graveyard. I think that's way too good, since all these Harpies are considered Harpie Lady. So, it's really good. Run 3. And that's another reason why you run Black Wings Zephyros the Elite, because you have to return a card from your hand, or I'm sorry, from your field to the hand to special summon this guy from your graveyard. And you can only activate the effect like once per duel, which is... it kind of sucks that you can only do it once, but, you know, it'd be busted if you couldn't. But anyway, yeah, this card's way too good. You can ditch a Hysteric Sign to special summon all these and then get 3 Harpies. There's a lot you can do, but be careful, because once it leaves the field, all your Harpies get destroyed. So don't immediately use Blackwing Zephyros the Elite's effect after special summoning all the Harpies. That's just FYI. XE summon with all your Harpies, then special summon Blackwing Zephyros. And then once all your XEs are detached, you get a lot of Harpies. Now, Torrential, Compulse, Solemn Warning, and Bottomless, Mirror Force, Fiendish Chain. Those are pretty much your standards. Don't have to explain those. And of course, your 2 Magical Hats. This card comes in handy with Hysteric Sign as well, because if you have a lone monster on the field and you have this face down, you can grab a Hysteric Sign or another magic or trap card in this deck that you think would be useless. And then during your end phase, you get 3 Harpies. It's really, really good. Now, keep in mind I don't run MST in this deck, but I do run 2 in the side deck, because you have a lot of back row hate, and the only reason why you run this in the side deck is for Fire Fists or against something that has Skill Drain, because Skill Drain sucks, believe me. I don't know how many times I went up against a Skill Drain deck with this deck, and it just made this deck like worthless. It was shut down. But that's enough about the main deck. Now let's talk about the extra deck. So, you have the mighty Dracosack and Big Eye. These guys have been the biggest ranked 7s of all time since, well, they've came out. Big Eye helps you take control of a monster. Dracosack is just too good. Basically, you get tokens, and you can either pop something on the field, or you can just save them and protect your own Dracosack. It's really, really good. Now, a lot of people like 2 Chidori's. I prefer 3, because Chidori is way too good. This is a way to make your opponent have dead draws once per turn. Once per turn you can detach an XEs and return a face-up card they control to the top of their deck. Or once it's XE summoned, you can target one set card and that goes to the bottom of their deck. So, Chidori is a really awesome troll card. Pretty much one of the reasons why Harpies are really good, because this is the only competitive deck that I know of that can run Chidori. I run De Gusto Emerald because you do use Harpies a lot in this deck, so you want to make sure that you don't run out of sources. Plus, it's just another way to draw a card. Honor Arc, Exton Knight, Dire Wolf, Corn, and Cowboy, I don't have to explain. Those are pretty much your staple rank 4s today. Master Key Beetle, this is mainly for, like, if you do get the good Summoner Monk start and you have Blackwing's Zephyrus Elite, and plus if you want to go ahead and play Harpie's Hunting Ground, you can activate Master Key Beetle's effect to target can't talk today. Harpie's Hunting Ground, and it can't be destroyed by its own effect. So if there's no spells or traps for you to destroy, you can just summon a Harpie, target Harpie's Hunting Ground, and it will be safe. Queen Dragoon de Jin. This is just to make sure that you can go into more rank 7 plays. And plus, if you have a dead pet dragon in the first game and you draw into him, you can ditch it with Chandler, special summon Queen, and then, yeah, just special summon the pet dragon again. So you can go to rank 7 plays. It's a really good card in this deck. Ice Beast Seraphine, this card pretty much takes a dump on Noble Knights. That's the reason why you run it. Plus, it can become a beat stick. It's like a walking skill drain on crack. In my opinion, it's really good. And of course, your last extra deck monster is Harpie's Pet Mirage Dragon. Now, this card is also really good. I mean, it's too good to be 50 cents, in my opinion. So, basically, once you XC summon it, all your Harpies can't be targeted by card effects or battle. And as long as it has Xyz material, that can happen. Plus, it can attack your opponent directly. So it's a free 6,000 damage unless your opponent has a D-Prison, Mirror Force, Torrential Tribute, or Dark Hole. I know that's a semi-big list, but, you know, that's pretty much the whole deck and extra deck. Now the side deck, I'm not going to explain too much about these, but 2 Maxi, 1 Thunder King, 2 MST, 2 Xyz Encore, 2 Goes in Match. These Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors are actually supposed to be Rivalry of the Warlords. For some reason, when I hit save, the deck profile didn't save, so these are supposed to be Rivalry of the Warlords for Lightsworn specifically, also Light Piercing Mirror, and Imperial Iron Wall. And that is pretty much the deck. Now, time for the new my little change, which is playing some replays of this deck for those who are not familiar with it. Now, I did a little, I'm only going to do 5 because I know this video is going to be long if I do, like, as much as I usually do. Like, usually I do 10 videos, but I wanted to make this video kind of as short as possible, but just to show you guys how good this deck is. So, this is one of the situations where Pot Duality does come in handy because we got a really, really weak start. So, desperate, I decided to set a Hysteric Sign, hoping that he would MST it, and thank God he did, because look at that. So we immediately get 3 Harpies, and I decided to go for Queen simply because we got Hysteric Party in our hand, and in most cases when you do activate Hysteric Sign, you do want to, not Hysteric Sign, but, yeah, Hysteric Sign, what the heck am I saying? When you activate Hysteric Sign, you want to search for Queen instead of Hunting Ground, that way you can get more Harpies in your graveyard. Well, I activated another Hysteric Sign by popping it. It was really good. I decided to go in the Chidori to clean his field, and then, yeah, this happens. So, pretty much, Harpies have a really good OTK potential. And he pretty much surrendered after that, so GG, my friend. So this pretty much shows that Harpies are deadly. Now, this one I actually had trouble against, because once again, I didn't open up with the best hand in the world. And this guy always uses MST correctly, like he always knew which card to pick. I set a Hysteric Sign hoping that he would MST that, and then, yeah, but he just MST my Magical Hats, which is not really what I wanted him to do. Because you can only activate that during their battle phase. So, this is pretty much what I mean by bad hand. If you have a bad hand in a Harpies, you are pretty much screwed for life. So, I decided to grab a queen since queen had more attack points than Harpie Lady 1. And being desperate for more cards in hand, I decided to pop my own Hysteric Sign. And this is where things get ugly for me. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not too fond with Heraldic Beasts. Well, not too fond, but too familiar. And of course, he corns me, which really also screws me over. And I only end up with 300 life points left. But luckily for me, I do get my Dancer. And I summon more Harpies. And I decided to go into Exciton Knight so I can clean his field. But I couldn't do damage with Exciton Knight, but this is highly unfortunate. He cowboys me for the game, which is a really smart play. Alright, 3 more decks and we'll call it a quits. Now this is actually a competitive deck. Mermails, obviously you guys know about Mermails. They've been around for a while. And of course I went ahead and had Hysteric Sign. And I popped my Hysteric Sign so I can get more Harpies. That's generally what I like to do. And since I already had a Dancer and I didn't want a Harpie Lady 1 in my hand, I just decided to add Harpie's Hunting Ground. And I decided to summon my Harpies already. That way I can do some damage. Of course, pop my Hysteric Sign once again. And once I did that, he pretty much surrendered because he knew that he was going to lose. So, I'm going to show the Clip-Toff thing last, if that's even how you pronounce it. So, I call this something because I don't even know what this is. It looked like some kind of, I guess, a machine deck? Yeah, it looked like a machine deck. I hate Swords are Revealing Light, so I had to get rid of it. And I decided to go for the Elegant Egotist, that way I can get rid of the back row, which is a smart choice. And then once I big at him, he pretty much surrendered. Now we'll show the Clip-Toff. That's even how to pronounce it. Like, I don't even know if that's what they're going to be called when they're released in America, but Clip-Toffs are like the only good pendulum summon things for now. And I decided to go to Honor Arc, that way I can have good defense, because I don't run Mace Stroke in this deck, simply for other more useful purposes. And yeah, he pendulum summons, which pendulum summons going to be broken. So yeah, we got into a little rough spot at first, but that's why you have Harpie's Hunting Ground. And I decided to take control of his corn and get rid of his monster and deal some damage. So, ooh, Razor. That's not what I expected at all from a Clip-Toff deck, if that's even possible. So, as soon as I bottomlessed his Clip-Toff, he knew that was game, because the only trap cards he had were nothing that could help from what was to come, which is me attacking him directly with all my monsters. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much the Harpie deck. Thank you for watching. I will have more videos like this up soon, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.